First of all, Happy New Year. This week I'm coming, there goes the truck. Hey guys, welcome to another week of Creo. Happy New Year. First of all, this week I'm coming to you from the downtown public library. Check it out. You'll have to forgive the mask, but I cannot take it off when I'm inside the building, and I want to make sure that I get a chance to take a look at this wonderful architecture. A long time ago, I wanted to be an architect. I love looking at the cool buildings like the Vancouver Public Library. So this week we're going to be talking about how God's presence is being revealed. Now, one of the most amazing things that happened was, we celebrated last month, was the birth of Jesus, right? So that's one of the ways that he was revealed here on earth. And Jesus was the culmination of all the promises that God had made. He brought the temple back together. He had all the sacrifices, everything that was foreshadowed up to this point is what Jesus came to represent and was the actual physical form of who God was in here. Think of this, that Jesus was the perfect human. He was supposed to be the perfect person, the one that actually would house the presence of God, and he was supposed to be our example, how we are supposed to be able to be the vessel for holding the presence of God all the time here on earth. He came basically to show us how humans and God could become could come together as one. Jesus is amazing, and this month we're going to be learning about how he was revealed, not only through his words but through his miracles. That this series is going to be interesting. But this month we're going to be actually figuring out how Jesus relates to this whole thing, of all of the sacrifices and all the rituals that we saw spoken of in the previous months culminates to this point, and what does that mean for us? So this week, as we're talking in your cruise, I want you to focus on the person of Jesus. I want you to focus on one of his favorite themes. He spoke about the kingdom of God, and that's what we're talking about. What does that mean? What does it mean to be part of the kingdom of God, and what does that mean for us? The kingdom of God in the person of Jesus invaded earth. It came in here and didn't wait for us to become holy enough to get to his presence or attain a level of greater holiness to be able to connect with him. He decided to invade earth himself, to basically take it upon himself to be our example of what a perfect human could be, one that follows the will of God but still does and lives life like a regular person, using all of the examples of Jesus' life. We're going to be taking a look at this month at how amazing his presence was revealed, and how his life is a perfect example of what we as humans can be if we let God direct our path. He was supposed to be, he actually basically is what Adam was supposed to be on earth. It's the reason we call him the second Adam. Jesus was supposed to be an example. That's why he was sent. That's why God became human. He was supposed to show us what the real Adam was supposed to look like, what Adam and Eve were supposed to do, what we humans were supposed to be like when we are living in accordance to God's will. He decided to come down and show us how to do it, because after waiting for several thousand years, we just couldn't put it together. So he decided to do it himself and show us what it would be like for humans, for a human to actually live according to the will of God. And that's what Jesus was all about. As I'm wandering through all these halls filled with books and filled with knowledge, and I would love to read all of them, it's amazing how all of these books and all the knowledge we can gather, it's always done through our own strength. Now, with God's help, this would have been an even more depth of knowledge. We would have understood deeper things than what we kind of try to come up with through the lives of other people. And just like through the lives of other people, we can learn stories. We can actually learn a lot of lessons from Jesus' life. And this is what we're going to be taking a look at this month, how Jesus became human, how God became human, and because of his humanity, because of him going through everything that he went through, all of his experiences as a human here on earth, how he can relate to us really, how he can understand how we feel, and how he is really what the whole foreshadow of the scriptures was all about. Remember all the tabernacles and the temples and all the sacrifices that we talked about in previous months culminated in Jesus coming to earth and actually showing us what God was like The Apostle Paul says that Jesus is the visible representation of the invisible God. He is God himself in human form. And the reason that he became human is because he had to show us how to live life according to his will. We couldn't do it on our own. We failed. And he was supposed to show us how to do it. He actually did show us how we can live according to his will, yet be human as well. We don't have to have anything extraordinary other than listen to God's will and his word. So that's it for me this week, guys. I'm gonna keep wandering, looking at books. I love books. I hope you have an awesome time to cruise this week. Talk lots, catch up with each other, see what you guys were up to during New Year and Christmas, and we hope to see you guys again next week when we get back together for Creo. See you guys.